Say hello to Glitterpop, real name Tyler Parsons. Every predator out there expects to not be caught. They assume that every one of their victims will stay silent, and even sometimes they threaten those victims into silence. Glitterpop is no stranger to this description. Over the years, he's done many things, gross things, involving as young as 10 years old. And while he did those things, he went under a plethora of aliases: Nekozuna, Jammies, Dolly, Ollie Dolly, Zeltrix, and a lot more. We'll start at the beginning, in Tyler's teenage years. We don't know how these feelings for younger individuals started, but it was very apparent, even at an early age for Tyler. He was well aware of the moral implications of what he was doing, with the first case having him at and the person he was with being... I shouldn't have to explain why that's outright wrong. Tyler, in this instance, would be around 10th and 11th grade, and the victim would be in elementary school. And obviously, not only is that wrong, but highly illegal as well. The first messages I'll be going over highlight the fact that he knew it was wrong. In this DM conversation with the victim, he states, "I'm not having this argument. You don't seem to realize that I'm risking my life to date you. I could be arrested for being a predator." This is him clear as day, acknowledging that he could ruin his own life just by dating this person. The gross thing is, he tried putting the word predator in quotations to make this child feel as if he isn't actually one. In reality, he is, and he's very good at manipulating. In this next screenshot, Tyler is being very weird with the victim, calling them his baby, and just makes me very uncomfortable given the age difference. They're 6 years apart, and during these developmental years, that might as well be like 20 or 30 in adult years. A thing he said in those aforementioned gross messages was, "You're not a baby, and if you are, then you're my baby." Not only is this Nova Online level Riz, it is just very gross. These next messages are quite disturbing as well. In here, he states the person's age, meaning he knows the age and still doesn't care. Obviously you knew that, but for the sake of proof, it needs to be exemplified. And not only that, it seems as if he is downplaying this victim's issues. The conversation goes like this: "You're 10, you haven't even lived yet." The victim replies, "I have." "Nope. And who says you'd know?" "Because you're at 10. It really does seem like downplaying, but without any other context, we don't know what the situation was. Regardless, he shouldn't be talking this way to a child, and obviously dating them. The next situation regarding Tyler involves one of his exes, which wasn't a predatory relationship, but still not very good, along with other weird things that Tyler would do within this relationship. Tyler would say really weird things to their partner, stuff he was into, and if you need a comparison, think Nova Online, like I mentioned previously. Some of the things he would say are, "Caged and diapered is the mood right now. Please diaper me. I want you to force me to blank in a diaper by blanking your leg. I want to be diaper slave now. Mommy, please make me blank in my diaper." He would also send images of toys to this individual, along with saying stuff that he would be getting off to. And on top of that, he sent NSFW images involving, obviously, diapers. And regarding the cheating, he would cheat on his partner with someone else. This person he was cheating on his partner with was under the impression that Tyler's partner was okay with that stuff, and we'll just be looking over these messages where Tyler lies and is a complete creep. In this first screenshot, he's talking about how he bought diapers due to the accusations, and he said he did it because he thought it was funny. No, that's obviously not why Tyler actually bought them. He bought them to slowly manipulate people into doing weird stuff with him. It's a manipulation tactic where, over time, he slowly grows interested in it and, obviously, in turn brings whoever he's manipulating along for the ride. He also sends an image of the diaper, and he brings up the accusations again in the conversation, stating that he's going to put it on, but then told this person not to bring it up anywhere because it would prove the accusations correct. The person asked Tyler what the accusations are exactly. He replies with, "Someone made up fake screenshots of me doing diaper furry roleplay with someone." This is most likely a lie, as the screenshots were, as far as I've seen and verified, real. Tyler also states in the same screenshot that he bought a 12-pack of those diapers, which, very expensive joke, if I'm being honest. In the next messages, he tries to hide his fantasy with this thing called little space. If you don't know what little space is, it's when someone regresses to a childlike mind, where this should not be in any way, shape, or form turned into an inappropriate thing like Tyler's doing. Little space is a coping mechanism for mentally ill individuals. After that, he states, "Maybe I do have a diaper kink." This proves that what I just said is correct. In the next screenshot, he states, "Honestly though, if I'm having a bad day, I'd pee in it," referring to his diaper. Tyler follows that up by asking this person if they want to see him in a diaper, saying, quote, "You want to see my hairy thighs and diaper," which is weird. It's very weird. He also says, "We should totally be friends with benefits." The person replies with, "Is your girlfriend okay with that?" And Tyler lies by saying, "Yeah." And real quick, I don't know what kind of online friends with benefits you can have. I don't know what the benefits are. Is she gonna moan for you in VC? But anyways, back on topic. Here's another screenshot of him lying. The conversation goes as follows. Tyler says, "But yeah, my girlfriend is cool with it as long as it's not romantic or whatever." Ah, okay, that's chill, maybe. Sometimes I just need a dommy mommy. I hate myself for reading that. The next screenshot, he ends up wetting his diaper in a very unprofessional way, and it's just very gross in my opinion. I'm not gonna read it out, but here you go. And another one of these disturbing screenshots from this era, he says, "Oh yeah, I love 'em young," after another person says that they sound like a 12-year-old. To end this specific section of the video and this specific era of Glitterpop, he says, "Can Kiz send me cherry pics to make it my wallpaper? Thanks. Say no and you're fired off the team /serious." Just a few things. Cherry pics or pictures of her chest, and /SRS is supposed to be an indicator for autists that this person's being serious, or autistic people. He then follows up with, "Stop leaking DMs or I'm gonna go to private Twitter and talk shit." Obviously weird, manipulative, but it's not the worst we've yet to cover. This next situation regarding Tyler is notably complicated as well as disturbing. He used a trainer who asked a character AI bot of him if they could contact him on Discord for his weird fantasies. And yeah, I'm being serious. There are a lot of screenshots going over this part, but I'm only going to talk about the exceedingly bad ones. I'll also be linking a Google Drive that contains all of these parts in chronological order with more screenshots if you do wish to read more into this. He continues to say gross things to this person while knowing their age, such as, glitter canonically has accidents because it's got the brain of a 2-year-old, referring to his fursona or OC or whatever the hell. I forgot to change and now I'm too baby to do it myself. Like someone in a VC could say, you have a small sausage, and I'd have to leave for minutes to, you know. Another idea, maybe if I'm a bad girl, I'm not allowed to blank for an entire day, or however long you want. For context, this was in reference to him popping his mayo packet, and no, I don't know why he calls himself a bad girl. And last but certainly not least, he says, okay, literally, I do the yucky like at least 2 times every day. I need to find a way to make myself stop. It's an addiction. Now we'll talk about his admittance. For context, in the following screenshot, Glorptus and It's Over is Glitterpop. He was asked out of the blue by another person. This is me jumping to a completely random question, cause I really can't think of anything else at the moment. But did you someone? Which Glitterpop admits to, responding with yes. This is the only instance of him admitting what he's done. Tyler also had his own website. He would post just whatever on it, and when all of what I just covered occurred, he posted the following message. He says, quote, I apologize if this is hard to read. I'm kinda just writing down what's on my mind right now, and I've never been good at writing stuff like this. I'm sure if you're here now, you've heard about the terrible things I've done. I'm not here to make excuses. It happened, and it's no one's fault but mine. I'm going to be taking a long hiatus to get help and work on myself. Not just for the things I did, but maybe to just become a better person in general. Thank you all for the support you've given to me while I was putting out music. It really means the world to me. I'm really sorry to all the people that my actions have affected, and to all the people who I've let down. I do not expect forgiveness, nor do I deserve it. Just know that if I ever do come back, I'll be a brand new and better person. Also, if I come back, I will not be interacting with the community anymore. That means no more official Discord server, no more interacting with YouTube comments, no more Ponytown meetups or any of that. I will just be posting songs and leaving it at that. As much as that makes me sad, it's for the best. I won't be making the same mistakes I've made previously. I'm not running away from my problems this time. I might update this page occasionally with my thoughts or any progress I've made with becoming a better person. I don't know yet. Thanks for reading. I hope you have a great day/night wherever you are. January 8th, 2023. This message was filled with lies that he would later go back on. He has a new Discord. He still interacts with this community, and he still live streams. He actively hides comments that call him out, and is not willing to face his problems as he states in this. And yeah, he does make music, however it's absolutely god-awful and all deleted, so yeah, I didn't feel it was worth mentioning beyond just this. After what just occurred, he would go out of his way to sit there and try and excuse his actions for his mental disabilities. The same mental disabilities he has no proof of. Not only that, he stated in a message, "You're not a with a diaper with documentaries about you. If you're eating right now, I'd suggest you stop, because we're about to get into some very weird messages that I didn't read out before, but I feel like now would be the right time in the video." He says, "Yes, mama, I want to hump your thigh. Despite that, I actually have diapers cause they're cute. I've never worn them though, and I never plan to use them for their intended purpose because that's gross." Okay. Even if I wanted to get like a blank partner / romantic partner, all my friends are my OMG, 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 maybe. Could you take care of me if I ever go goo goo gaga mode? Haha, that would be so funny, I've never heard age regression or age play referred to that way. I'll have to add that to my vocabulary. He also says, like, why can't I be a silly baby without being compared to a predator? Which is, I have no words for that. And now let's get into some deleted messages from him with another. Thankfully the messages were recovered, but it just says deleted user, and that being Tyler or Glitterpop. The kid asks, "What are your thoughts on..." I can't say what exactly they're talking about, but let's just say it's in regards to anime and girls and boys in anime. And for the girls specifically, what the name for what it is a shortened version of lollipop. That's as far as I'm allowed to go with that. Tyler says, "I love it," referring to what I just mentioned, specifically lollipops. The kid says, "Me too." Tyler says, "But I would be a boy version of that." It's very gross to admit. For the child, if you're watching this, please talk to a therapist, because whatever you're feeling, this isn't the right way to go about it. In these next screenshots, he admits that he peeled his carrot to a creator who at the time was a minor. He says, "I've yanked off to Soph the Neko before." Kid says, "Lol, really?" He says, "Yeah." Child says, "How so?" He says, "I went to one of her videos with her face, and I popped my mayo packet to her, imagining her exposing me. I very much hope the same doesn't happen with myself." Up on screen right now is another series of screenshots from a conversation that Glitterpop had with this kid. According to YouTube TOS, I can't read this out, but yeah, like I said, everything will be linked in the description. Over the years, Tyler thought he could hide who he is by using alt accounts. He admitted in a DM that the age he likes is getting younger, and you could see the age that he states. He would also post things on his private Twitter, saying stuff along the lines of diapers, drools. A lot more people like diapers than I thought. I am not ashamed at all anymore. Peas. He would also message people on an account named Golly, where he showed his face. The top message being, "This is my angry face, don't mess with me," and "This is who you're messing with, bruh." On that same account, he would message other people using context clues. I'm gonna assume they're under 18. He said things like, "I went pee-pee in my diaper in my sleep. I'm humping my diaper, mommy. My diaper feels so good. Dada, I'm gonna make a mess," which was sent to a victim that was years old. And then a really gross and disgusting one. "I like the idea of you being manlier than me," and replying to an image of the minor's body saying, "Please let me blank feed." He says, "I don't care anymore. I need you. I need your under..." I'm not saying that. Yeah, you can read on screen here, but I cannot say that. And I think it goes without saying, but the person he said this to is a... "I can't stop thinking about your... all the time. You made me into such a predator. I need you." And on screen is another one that I cannot read out. Again, he would show his face quite a bit, along with this amazing image with him using a pacifier. I'm going to hang this up right next to Nova's pacifier pics, and I hope over time I'm able to build a collection of them. Maybe Pamper Chews next. Anyways, he sent a picture of his face in a Discord server saying, "Me jump scare," which quite honestly did probably jump scare a great amount of people. He also used the same account to talk about his other interests, like taking a big poopy. He'd also send NSFW photos to me, asking them if they wanted to see those types of photos of him in a skirt. The worst thing he ever said, though, in my opinion, or honestly, it's a contender, but I'm not sure if it's the worst. Anyways, he said, "I want to be punished by a 6-year-old so bad. I love that I'm calling a 6-year-old girl mama. I'm a 6-year-old's B-word that's so hot." He kept mentioning the age, and it's pretty obvious that he likes the idea of being with such a younger individual, which is a pattern shared by a lot of predators. A majority of them. Every single one, actually. I don't know what I'm talking about. Obviously, with everything you've seen, you'd assume he would quit, especially with all the backlash he's gotten from other people who exposed him. However, if you know anything about child predators, you know that that specific paraphilia or whatever isn't possible to rehabilitate, at least after they commit an offense, from what I know. I'm sure you can probably put them on an insane amount of medication, but studies show this isn't something you can just rehabilitate. He would begin talking to a man by the name of Munchie, whose bio clearly states that they were 13. Again, like the other cases, he would slowly talk about stuff relating to age play, saying things like, "I failed high school," and "daycare better," which in the same screenshot, the literally states that they are in 5th grade. I don't know why they are at that age and that far behind. Maybe they're in a special class. I can't judge. I'm quite honestly, let's just say my class had 5 students and 3 teachers, and not to brag, there was a built-in bathroom and a special bus that picked me up in front of my house. Anyway, he would go on to state that he likes being called princess, but prefers masculine pronouns. Obviously, this has to do with something inappropriate, and talking this way to him is very gross. Later in the conversation, he would go on to say that the child calling them princess, and by them I mean Glitterpop or Tyler, gave him butterflies. Then it got right back on topic of diapers, as usual with this individual. The start of the conversation being, "What's your favorite thing about diapers?" I guess that this is common in the age play predator community, shortening baby words. So Nova calls pacifiers passies, Glitterpop calls diapers dipes. Like I said before, I am taking notes. This is valuable information. He would later on send this minor art of himself in a diaper, which showed text bubbles that degraded him and stated that it was his 2nd birthday while his OC was wearing a wet diaper. And onto the topic of his manipulation, he lied once again, saying that he's never used a diaper, quote, "I haven't used one yet," end quote. Like I mentioned before, this is a manipulation tactic, and this is the third time so far that he's used it on a. He would tell this victim that he would want someone to tell him to use the diaper, saying it would be so embarrassing, and that he likes to be embarrassed. Constantly bringing up diapers is what this guy does. I don't know if he has an addiction to them like Nova does, but yeah, it's gut-wrenching nonetheless. This then led to this conversation, which I will begrudgingly read out. Tyler says, "I actually gotta go potty, what the flip? You feeling like using the diaper?" says the victim. Tyler replies, "Yesh." The victim says, "Well, I think you should totally do that. Can you do that for me, princess?" He says, "Yesh." After everything, I feel like I should be immune, but it still kind of makes my stomach hurt nonetheless. He would then go on to say that it felt good to do that into a diaper. After using the diaper, he would go on to state, "Oh my god, BRB, the diaper has given me adult thoughts to deal with." When he was exposed for saying all these things, Tyler said something very gross. He said, quote, "What you idiots don't realize is that I wasn't targeting my..." There were adult victims too, but no one talks about them because it makes me look worse if people think it was just. This next victim is a victim of two different predators, one being Glitterpop and the other being Glitterpop's friend J-Dog. The saying, "birds of a feather flock together," is very true, given that Glitterpop's friend J-Dog is a predator just like him, and has very similar interests. As far as I know, and as far as Glitterpop has stated, they are no longer friends, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was lying about that as well. To use a child like this is filthy behavior. Making them draw art of you so you can get off to it is unbelievable, Tyler. You need help, as embracing whatever this is clearly not making you become a better person, as you've said you wanted to be. Unfortunately, the allegations didn't stop there. There are some recent ones from the start of 2025, and likely way more. In this screenshot, Tyler acknowledges the age and allows the victim to be in his server despite the fact that they are not even allowed to have Discord due to Discord's TOS. People caught on to the person's age in the server. The victim then asked to stay, and Tyler, to absolutely nobody's surprise, agreed. And to no one's surprise again, he had diaper talks with this victim. He acknowledges he shouldn't be doing this, stating, "Talking about this with you is gonna get me cancelled again." The messages produced from these conversations are some of the worst I've seen. He would go on to talk about diaper art with this minor, and even send some of his own. He also showed off his own diapers with zero dignity. He then says, "Peeing in a diaper is like the best feeling ever, genuinely." This is the end of the video. Unfortunately, Tyler hasn't received the punishment he deserves yet. However, time will tell whether he will receive it or not. Like I said, there is a lot more incriminating and horrible things that he has said and done. I cannot show it on YouTube, but a link to a Google Drive with everything will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and comment your thoughts and subscribe, and have a great day.